ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing black trunks with gold trim. He weighed in at the bantamweight limit of 118 pounds even. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with 44 wins, no losses, 2 draws, and 24 wins coming by way of knockout. From Albuquerque, New Mexico, here is the 2-time undefeated junior bantamweight champion of the world, known for his crazy life as Mi Vida Loca, introducing boxing's colorful Johnny Tapia. His opponent across the ring is the defending world champion. On my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with blue trim, he weighed in at a ready 117 1/2 pounds. His outstanding record stands at 39 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 31 wins coming by way of knockout. From Sunyani, Ghana, here is the former WBC Super Flyweight World Champion and the 2-time and current WBA Bantamweight Champion of the world, introducing the Ashanti Warrior, Nana Konadu. Once again, our referee in charge, Frank Cappuccino, now to give instructions, 12 rounds of championship boxing schedule.
Good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions in the dressing room. This is a world championship fight, and I expect you to conduct yourself as such. Any low blows, any holding, hitting, rabbit punching, kidney punching will cost you. There is no 3 knockdown rule, is not in effect. You cannot be saved by any round, including the last round. Both of you understand? Now I want you to both of you touch gloves. All right, go back to the corner. Best I can do.
Has Johnny Tapia, Bobby, ever been in there with somebody who hits as hard as Nana Konadu?
My best guess off the top of my head, Steve, would be no. I've seen Konadu a little bit. Packs a pretty good punch for a small man. Tapia is not a big power puncher, but his speed generates good power, and that's going to be key tonight.
Bertie, is there a concern that Tapia could revert to his instinctive brawling style, which Freddie Roach doesn't want?
Oh, I think so. I think there's no way to keep him from doing that. In fact, that may be his strength. His strength is he's Johnny Tapia, period. That's who he is.
And he's got a reputation as a fast starter. Never a dull fight with Tapia, constant motion and energy.
The thing about Tapia is he truly loves to fight. This is his life right here, right inside that ring. He wants to fight. He loves it. Loves it.
He's dedicating this fight to his wife, Teresa. He says, I can't lose. He's going to have to kill me to win. He really has a flair for the revenge.
Let's hope not. He's got Mama in his trunk, so he's got everybody in the act.
Nice right hand and left, double left hook to the body.
Konadu told us the key to neutralizing Tapia is speed, although Konadu does have power.
Konadu has some decent speed, but it's not like Johnny's. Johnny's got a little more speed, and he came in actually a little heavier than the bigger champion.
Konadu is relentless, and he has pop in both hands. Tapia, I found the best strategy in forecasting him. Last week, he told us he's going to fight on the inside. And yesterday, he said he's going to try to be slick, try not to get hit, be sharp.
Even though he's taller, I think Konadu might be a little too strong on the inside for Johnny. Johnny's fighting smart. Side to side, lateral movement, quick in and out. Konadu has to back Johnny up, but he's got to punch. He's got to work his way behind a good jab, and he's got to be active and effective.
Is this up there emotionally with the Danny Romero fight? We asked him. He said, every fight is big, but this is my toughest.
He'd be glad to get this first round over with. You can see he's very tight. He's still not loose. He's still not Johnny Tapia yet.
You're saying
it easy.
He's trying to be the Tapia that Freddie Roach wants him to be, and he may be a little confused right now.
Konadu's not throwing a lot of punches. He keeps coming for it, but he's not doing an awful lot of work. And they always say the good big man will beat the good small man. Moving up with Johnny Tapia is not an ordinary good small man.
And he's putting punches in. I mean, you know, he lands to the body, he lands to the head, not big punches, but they're landing. The other guy's just looking. I mean, sort of a replay of what we saw last time when Lopez had the advantage but couldn't get it off as fast as the other guy, as Page.
We've learned in watching Tapia, everything with him is a war. He does love to brawl. Oh, stinging left hooks to the body by Tapia.
See, those kind of things win round 4. I mean, those are big, those are impressive. The other guy, in the meantime, is just crawling forward and like just waiting for his opening, which may never come this round.
Tapia.
Konadu seems to be trying to find his timing, Steve. He cannot gauge Tapia yet.
No, he is truly hunting. He is truly trying to say, where's this guy coming from? And of course, it's hard to predict. Tapia comes from all over.
Tapia, who's best when he does use the angles and shoulder feints and things like that. But he has a puncher's mentality, but he doesn't have a big punch. End of round 1.
All right, that time he took that round as far as I'm concerned.
We'd like to bring in our translator for Mr. Konadu, Michael Amoko.
I'm putting some cramps in your face. I want you to lift up your hands, keep your hands there. You can fight. Don't be afraid of him. There's no it's not a cat. It's not a cat.
Baba Somalia talking to Nana Konadu.
Apparently a little bit of concern about a nick, but he said it's not a cut. Don't worry about it.
Konadu told us his idol, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. You noticed on the back of the shirts there, Marvelous Nana Konadu.
Yeah, I noticed something on the back of Tapia. He's got a new tattoo. This one says Tapia on it in 4-inch letters. You can hardly see it because it's coming over his trunks. He says he put it on for this fight so they can know who he was coming and going.
A walking advertisement for himself.
Also, short circuits any criminal activity you may be thinking about when you got your name on your back.
You know, I noticed that Johnny Tapia, when he came out, had a little bit of water dripping off him, and as we get into that area, we'll see how that affects the footing again.
We saw the problems in the last fight.
For some reason, Don King and our boss, Jay Larkin, decided to put Pepsi-Cola on there. I must say in 40 years, I've never seen Pepsi put on there.
Well, that syrup may
be sticky.
A little bit,
Maybe it may create. I mean, I've seen beer poured on there, but that's in drunken bros.
Tapia does appear to be fighting a smarter fight, less emotional, doing what he has to, even though it's a little bit of sometimes a downer, I think, where he likes to really get to the actions. Konadu just can't gauge the speed. I can see him looking, but he just can't react to the speed.
And you see the way he punches has got him confused. He punches and walks away. Then he walks away, and then when he comes back, I mean, this guy's just set to punch, and he's gone. Tapia's gone. Tapia's fighting very smart.
So much experience in the ring here. 5 world championships between them. Konadu, whose best weapons are intelligence and savvy, a beautiful left hook and right uppercut. 31 of his 39 wins by knockout, 21 in 3 rounds or less. Defensively, you can see, always has his hands up.
Yeah, he throws what I call Hollywood punches. They're from far enough outside and with enough zing. It looks like you screen wrote those, you know. Okay, you throw the left hand from out here and land. He lands so cleanly and so clearly from outside. You hardly ever see that in a fighter. Especially when he zings to the body. Boy, those things are pretty.
Konadu has never been down. Tapia down once, his second pro fight against a guy named James Dean. But he came back to win that fight.
Is that where he went?
Yes. Neither fighter intimidated.
As he bops around, giving him different angles and moving all over the place. Next to me, Freddie Roach is saying, "Attaboy," very quietly. Freddie's a very quiet man.
Even if Konadu
saying to himself.
Even if Konadu doesn't land, Freddie, he's got to throw more. He's got to make an effort to do something.
He's exactly what Lopez was doing last time, waiting to land thunderous bombs, and the other guy's landing punches. He'll build himself a lead if he doesn't watch out.
Yeah, but you know, at least Page kept him off with some wicked stuff. Johnny's not laying any big bombs in. He's being smart.
Yeah, but he's moving it.
Tapia landing at the bell.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay, nice job. Nice deep breath. One more. Okay. That's very good workout there, Johnny. Take a ring.
Let's send it over to Jim Brick. Jim.
Okay.
All right, Steve, in between the fights, they treated the ring. The problem in the ring is actually the paint job on the Budweiser sign. Usually it's after it's painted, it's sanded and it's rough to coincide with the guy's shoes. However, it was not sanded, it was not rough. So the decision was made by the promoters and by the people here in New Jersey that this fight could not go on until it was properly treated. And Jay Larkin, our executive producer, came up with the answer. He went out there and poured a bottle of Coca-Cola all over that, so it's a little bit sticky now. So Jay showing he can do a little bit more than produce this telecast. Steve?
Jay showing his versatility. Very good. Thank you, Jim.
And Jim giving equal time to Coca-Cola. I thought it was Pepsi. Now they're both satisfied. They're both happy. Good work, Jim. Great.
Well, somebody had a better idea.
They don't have commercials on Showtime, do they?
They do now.
I don't remember what they were, but they just did.
Round 3. Johnny Tapia working very scientifically there. Uh-oh! How many times have we seen this? They clashed heads. It looked accidental. And Johnny Tapia, who's been headbutted his last 2 fights with cuts over his left eye, feeling the effects.
And getting very mad and starting to fight again.
There it is. There's the it's over the right eye, I believe now. Yes.
He's had it there before.
But the headbutt I thought was over the left eye. He put his hand up, glove over the left eye. I think the one over the right eye is an actual punch.
Boy, but in a split second, you saw the reaction of the old Tapia. He came back fighting, boy. I mean, he came back swinging.
See, Johnny Tapia has this type of boxing ability, he always has, and he's displayed it throughout his career, but again, that emotion takes over sometimes, and he's just got to rumble.
Right, but this does nothing to Tapia's psyche. He says, if I don't get cut or get a black eye, it's not a fight.
No, he's used to injury. He really, truly is. He's a fighter that doesn't really care.
He looks over to Frank Cappuccino, says,
Don't look at me, don't
cool.
look at me.
And Cappuccino says, don't look at me. Well, with Tapia, nothing's easy. Always an adventure. But he's never lost in 46 fights.
What he needs is for this to go past 4 rounds, since he's already ahead, and he's boxing very nicely this time.
I'll tell you what, he might not be winning this round yet. Konadu came out strong in that first minute.
I agree with you.
And I think Tapia has to turn the tables a little bit.
There's a minute 17 to go by.
If a fight is stopped by an accidental headbutt before the end of the 4th round, it's a technical draw. We're in round 3.
Oh, that was a nice body shot, Bobby. Did you see how
Beautiful
quick
body
that
work.
was?
Nice right hand, left hook, then he ducked the right hand from Konadu. That was pretty.
Boy, that shot to the body was so pretty. So pretty.
And Tapia doing a splendid job of using the angles, just like Freddie Roach wants him to do. He'll throw a left hook, then step to his right, then throw a right.
See that? I mean, Bobby, that's the way you take the rounds.
Takes a lot of energy, though. And I'll tell you what, you get to round 7 or 8 with a guy chasing you, backing up. Takes a lot more energy to move in that direction. Do all those pivotings and turning.
Oh, look at that little.
Beautiful double left hook. One was downstairs, but Frank Cappuccino let it go.
I'm sorry, that's old time. I love that kind of fight. That's old time. I love that.
Johnny Tapia, beautiful.
There you go. There you go. Turning and then move. Oh, boy.
Digging the shots, twisting. By Johnny Tapia. Very effective punches.
Oh, yeah. Tapia doing a little boxing lesson here. First 3 rounds.
Well, this is textbook by Johnny Tapia.
Love it. Love it.
It was a fair blow. I felt it was a fair blow. I felt it was a fair blow.
Fuck, you got me to headbutt, man. It's all right. Deep breath. We're
Still doing good, Freddie?
Doing excellent, okay? Now here, Johnny.
All right.
You followed the
Referee
gameplay
said he
very
thought-
well. Side-to-side movement,
Referee
using a jab. All right,
said he
but
thought
don't
it
let
was
the
a blow.
second
Now let's us take a look at it and see what we think. Sometimes referees right there There it is. You see his head move when he got hit? Yeah, I'm sorry, but it was on the right hand.
That's a clean headbutt.
Bobby,
clean headbutt. Clean headbutt. You can see it right here, right there.
I mean,
you know, that's just a clean headbutt. No, there's no two ways about
Unintentional.
that. Unintentional, but clean.
Keep that going for me.
So all he needs is one more round to get to 4.
Unless he calls it
Johnny,
a clean punch, in which case they stop it on a cut.
Right?
He loses.
And don't move back in a straight line. Off to the side. Off to the side.
He's going hard shot. That's all.
Here we go. After the end of round 4, they go to the scorecards if it's stopped on an accidental headbutt. Round 4, scheduled for 12. WBA Bantamweight Championship. Nana Konadu in the white with the blue trim is your champion. Tapia moving up from 115 to 118 for the first time in a title fight. Let's check the online.
Konadu seems to be picking up the pace a little bit. Even when he's not punching, he's stepping to Johnny a little more quickly, and now he's unloading a little more.
He better start thinking about something. Whoa.
And as promised, there it is. Tapia up 3-zip.
That's what I got.
I have it the same way.
Yes, it has been a shutout for the man with all the tattoos, Johnny Tapia. He is weighted number 8 pound for pound in the January issue of KO magazine, ahead of some good fighters, Shane Mosley and Ricardo Lopez. He's got many religious and spiritual tattoos sprinkled around the body. The Madonna on his chest. Another one has his mother looking over his shoulder.
He's a museum of tattoos.
Well, he says he feels most at peace in the ring.
Well, I'll tell you what, fellas, I enjoyed my career, too. I can't say that's the most at peace I've ever felt.
Well, certainly two different psyches, Bobby Chez and Johnny Tapia.
Well, we certainly expected Konadu to do a lot better than this. I mean, he is not
Beautiful right
catching
into the body.
Yeah, I'm
He's not
disappointed.
catching up.
No offense here by Konadu at all.
After the breakneck speed of that last fight where they were going back and forth, this looks like a one-way shutout. You know, I mean, shutout in rounds. Not that he's beating him up.
It's still going to be very difficult for Johnny Tapia to keep this kind of effectiveness and this pace as he hit round 7, 8, 9, and 10.
I've watched tapes of Konadu, 13-year wily veteran. He's a punishing, accumulating fighter, makes opponents pay with good combinations, but he has been laying back here. Seems to be either he's waiting for something or he's just fearful of opening up against Tapia.
Tapia almost got himself in the corner over there just a moment ago. He just kept bouncing back and forth, went right by him. I mean, he didn't throw a punch to try to keep him there. What we got to see is what happens when Tapia really gets hit one of those hard-handed shots with this guy. That's what we got to see. More of the same. Boos from the crowd, and for good reason, because nothing's happening.
Deep breath.
Hold on, hold me, Rob.
Hold on, Rob. Okay, Johnny. Take a rest there. Like that. Okay, how you feeling? Johnny, I want you to get your double jab going, all right? I want you to back this. This guy's walking to you, okay? He cannot walk through that jab. I want you to double the jab up and then get off to the side. You hear me? All right?
Yes. He's telling him that he should keep it up the way he's doing.
To body.
He wants him to move his hand. He don't want him to stand idly.
Our translator, Michael Amoko. Well, Konadu told us yesterday he'd be patient yet busy. Well, he shoot 50%. He's patient.
Well, he in one of the English language translates, he said to him, he's standing idly. Don't be standing idly. Not exactly something you want to hear in a boxing ring. Don't stand idly. Do something.
So polite.
Yes, let the pain abate and then go forth.
But he's still correct. You can't just stand there. He's got to be busy.
He's got to throw something is what he's got to do, Bobby. He's got to come on. Make this fight. Come on. Quit fooling around. There you go. So you start landing something. He's got to start landing something. He's got to start feeling like he's in a fight. He can hit this guy.
He's been to the United States, kind of do about a month training in Fort Lauderdale, but he's fighting like he just arrived last night.
And he's fighting like he got jet lag. And a lot of that is, let's give Tapia credit. He's moving like he's got roller skates on. He's punching, moving, punching.
Well, he's not reverting to the instinct as in the past. He's using the things that new trainer Freddie Roach has taught him. Freddie Roach, who has trained many world champions, Michael Moore, Ira Steve Collins, James Toney, working with Lucia Reicher.
I love Freddie Roach. I loved him as a fighter who looked like a little choir boy. Looked like he's 13 and he fought like a guy that his life depended on it. He was a great trainer. Nice, calm, quiet trainer. Has a quiet voice about him. Makes you listen.
Very cerebral in his approach.
Very sensible man. I'm really happy that Freddie's found this career.
Good man for boxing. And now he's helping Tapia out. You know that Roach is the 5th trainer Tapia's had since the Danny Romero fight. He's had a who's who.
You know, I talked to Johnny Tapia, who talked about possibly using Tommy Parks, my trainer, but Tommy can't make it out to those high altitudes because he had a lung removed years ago, and he can't make it out to those high altitudes.
Even Teddy Atlas was brought in at one point, but never actually trained Tapia in a fight. Tapia is still with the blood coming down the right side from an accidental headbutt earlier.
But not much.
Not bothering him.
It has not opened. It has not bothered him. They've done an excellent job with a cut in the corner. No problem.
Hey, we've seen Tapia fight with blood streaking down his face, and it doesn't seem to bother him.
And a broken nose.
You know, he really doesn't care.
Unfazed.
It's a badge of honor. You know, he really doesn't care. He'll take the blood, even lick it. He's crazy like that, and it's the right way to be as a fighter. I got to tell you guys.
Well, this is like a broken nail to him.
Konadu's got to be getting frustrated. Down there deep inside, he's got to be saying, this guy has got to be hit somewhere.
Oh, beautiful left hooks doubling up, just what they wanted from the corner by Johnny Tapia. Jabs and hooks doubling up, and there's blood around the nose of Konadu. He's just confused totally. The speed of Tapia is doing Konadu in.
Nice deep breath.
Rob. Run away, Rob.
Nice deep breath. Blow it out.
Good, John.
Give me another one.
Good, Freddie?
Yeah, very good. All right, Johnny, you're doing well out there. All right. Combinations, watching this guy very smart. This guy's still got it. Now, let's... All right, let me work on this one. Johnny, here. I want you to give me that hook to the body and then pivot out from there, okay? Behind the jab, left hook to the body and pivot out, all right? Don't stay there too long now. Combination and out the side. Remember, we're going to win the exchange here, okay?
Get up.
There you go. All right, don't stand up. Okay, now here.
Nope.
You've got to use more faith to suck it out, okay?
Let's get that water up. I don't want these guys slipping.
I want more feints out there, okay?
Let's keep that towel up here. Get that dried up good.
Tapia racing out to the center of the ring, touching gloves with Konadu. Here we go into round 6. It's been all Tapia, a shutout.
I just asked his wife, who's his trainer as well as manager. I said, do you think he can keep this up for 12 rounds? He says, he's not even warmed up yet. We've had him going 19 rounds in the gym. 19 rounds in the gym is an awful lot of gym work.
Well, I'll tell you, I tried that a couple times myself back when there was still 15-round title fights. I had the light heavyweight title, boxing 12 and 13 rounds a couple of days in a row. That takes its toll on you.
And he's in great shape. You got to remember, too, be mindful, he sat out 3.5 years in the early 90s for an unfortunate reason, for drug abuse. But it's something that comes back to possibly be to an advantage today. Those are 3.5 years of inactivity.
Well, we'll see when Tyson comes back. He's had 3 years off.
Well, 18 months, right?
He had 3 years, right, and then 18 months.
Yep.
Stay out of
So we'll see. Right now, this guy looks like he's got the formula to do this for 12 rounds, and right now, Konadu looks like he hasn't got a clue as to how to stop it. Which is a surprise to me because he's got the experience and he knows better than that.
I would have expected with Konadu saying how good his chin was and that he had no problems in that area, that he doesn't throw a little more caution to the wind, press the fight, and just cause a brawl.
Yeah, hope that your punch can have an effect, because you know Tapia's punch is not going to hurt him. Or he thinks he's not going to hurt him.
Crowd beginning to boo. They want more action, particularly after the action-packed co-feature.
Well, almost being possible to not have a downer after that one.
Who in the entire United States would expect a dull fight out of Tapia? I mean, dull is not a word you associate with Johnny Tapia.
And Tapia, in essence, doing his job, doing it very technically, but Konadu just not responding in any way. And
he's doing what he has to do to win, and he's doing it handily. Why should he get in a punch out with a guy that punches this hard? Why should he? Why shouldn't he do just this for 12 rounds? It's not in his character to do it, but it's a lot easier than taking those big beatings.
Konadu can't cut him off. He can't square up and get an unloaded combination. He gets off one or two, and Johnny's already given him a new angle, stepped off one way or the other. Konadu is not taking any chances.
Here we are in the 6th round with 20 seconds left, and I don't believe Konadu has thrown one effective punch the whole fight.
I was just going to say, I don't think he's landed one hard punch. I mean, landed hard punches. He's thrown a few, but they didn't land.
Tapia continues to cut off the ring, use angles, a lot of head movement, a lot of speed, doubling up with the jab and the left hook, bouncing around, and then sticks out his tongue.
Okay, you're up.
Beginning to look like Wally Pep.
Take a deep breath. Go. Take a deep breath. Clean the nose. Clean the nose. Leave water for Vigunachi. For Vigunachi. For ice in Vigunachi. Yeah, that's what we do for Vigunachi.
Well, 1999 kicks off with Mike Tyson on pay-per-view. Saturday, January 16th, Showtime Event Television presents the return of Mr. Tyson, the former undisputed heavyweight champ of the world, most controversial fighter in boxing, entering the ring for the first time in 18 months to face former IBF heavyweight champ Franz Botha. The return of Mike Tyson on pay-per-view Saturday, January 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Tapia has obviously not lost any speed in moving up in weight for the first time in a championship fight. He told us his walking around weight is 131, 132. How about scores unofficially at the halfway point?
Well, in this tedium, I have it 60 to 54, which means that Johnny Tapia has taken every round on my card.
I have to agree. Konadu's just not doing enough to win the round. He's not even trying hard enough to win the round, and everybody at home seems to agree with him.
Well, I give credit to our executive producer for putting Pepsi Cola on Budweiser. They haven't slept since then. If they were slipping, sliding, maybe Konadu could have hit him.
Are you bucking for a raise?
Yeah, well, Coca-Cola. They can pay me off in Coca-Cola.
You got to get it straight.
Even that out.
Say that again, Bobby?
You had to get it straight. One time it was Coke, one time it was Pepsi.
Hey, listen, I don't want anybody arresting me when I leave here.
Round 7, about a minute gone by. It has been all Johnny Tapia, the pride of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tapia has even hinted at wanting the Prince, Naseem Hamed, but he's got to move up to 126 for that one. He's at 118 right now. Hey, we saw what happened with his old buddy Romero. Recently moved up 2 weight classes and lost to Vianney Bungu.
Well, let me tell you,
featherweight champ.
I can go to the bank and cash in a couple of CDs to see Tapia get in with the Prince. That would be some kind of brawl.
How about the ring walks?
Well, forget the ring walks. It would be a brawl.
I think right off the top of my head, the Prince might hit just a little too hard, but Johnny's speed might neutralize that. Be a good fight.
I'd like to forget the ring walks. Thank you.
Yeah. I think they should do something about that. Just make them shorter.
They are absurd.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Beautiful counter jab. It was a shot counter.
Strong jab by Tapia. Uppercut. And then he butted head.
Nana missing. Look at the speed, the defense. The movement of Tapia eluding those punches. Konadu can't come close. He is so frustrated.
See, the type of pace and the type of fight that Konadu's fighting, he's got to have a ton of energy left. Use some of it and just let all hell break loose. He's got nothing to lose.
Well, when we spoke to Tapia yesterday, Johnny said to us, there is no if. He said, undoubtedly he will win this fight. And He's brought that strategy and it's succeeded.
Well, Tapia's got an awful lot of confidence. He's had that since the first time I met him as a young kid. I mean, he's just always manifested this personality where he just doesn't think he can lose.
44-0-2 with 24 knockouts, 13-0-1, 6 knockouts in world title fights. Held the WBO title since 1994, IBF champion. Stripped of the WBO for not fighting the mandatory, but still the IBF junior bantamweight champion.
Okay, all right, all right.
Little hot dogging by Johnny.
Very good round. Very good round. Good job.
Yes. Okay.
Hit in the body. Hit in the body.
He's telling him to hit the body. He's telling him that the time he's supposed to go to the body, he's stopped.
No problem. Condition. No problem with that guy.
You don't have any problem. Tell them, show them that you are the king. You are the holding the title. Don't be frustrated.
Let's go. Keep going. Keep punching. Mommy, my face. Take a deep breath.
Give him a little water to drink.
You've already heard him a couple times.
Whenever he's waiting, don't wait too. Keep on hitting him.
You know, it's too calm in that corner. They got to get something going there. They need some energy.
And it's too calm in this whole auditorium. I hope something's going on in the boardwalk that's exciting, because this isn't exciting.
They got to wake this guy up. Tapia, not known as being a controlled fighter, although he really controlled his emotions beautifully in that win over Danny Romero back in '97. But he's exactly doing that here. He's controlling the pace of the fight, showing great lateral movement.
Well, that may be called maturity. He's mature. He's a little bit more intelligent. He doesn't have to have all that.
Well, is Konadu doing what he needs to do to win? Obviously not. Bobby Chez's keys to victories included force Tapia backward. That's a no. Good body punching. That's a no. Power shots inside. Another no. 0 for 3.
Well, this round's the first round where he landed a couple of body shots. Just then, as you were saying that, he landed a couple of body shots.
Finally.
He got into a little bit of a mix-up where he got close enough to punch, and Tapia didn't leave and punch back. But that was because Tapia chose to stay.
Even when Tapia comes and goes to the body and stays there with a double or triple combination, Konadu waits to try and block everyone, and then Johnny disappears. He doesn't unload while Johnny's still within reach.
Well, I think he's unwilling to do what you suggested, and I think is the key. He's got to go toe-to-toe. He's got to try to get this guy in exchange. If he keeps waiting to block all the shots and then not punch, then that's what it's going to be all night long.
Tapia opens up. Combination to the head. Some of those were blocked by the elbows of Konadu, but some of them got in.
Some of them were blocked by his cheekbones.
Yes, that was a left cheekbone to the left.
We're in the 8th round, and I don't remember one good, solid hammering shot that Johnny has taken, Tapia has taken.
No, there really hasn't been. There's 1 or 2 decent left hooks on the inside to Tapia's body, but nothing serious.
Yeah, I've seen a good body shot. One good body shot I saw, really a good body shot.
Well, when you have a fighter over here from Africa, it triggers thoughts of Azuma Nelson, Dick Tiger, Cornelius, Boza Edwards, great fighters out of Africa, but not a Konadu who is revered over there, having his difficulty tonight. They're watching this on television in the middle of the night because of the time difference in Ghana, but I'm sure they're putting people to sleep.
I was going to say,
A nice left hook, and Johnny doing what he does, smile at the crowd, turn his head and walk away.
He acted a bit. He's acting, and he doesn't need to do that.
And he just yelled out to Frank Cappuccino, "I'm okay."
But that was the first good punch he landed.
Finally.
Not enough to win a round, but it's a start.
Well, right now, it's not about winning rounds. Now it's about a knockout.
Well, Konadu trying to come on, but Tapia has some answers. Konadu did not like the fact that Tapia just rubbed him on the top of the head. Inside the ropes with Bobby Chez.
One of the keys for mentioning Johnny Tapia not being there. When Konadu comes in here, he throws a nice combination. Hey, well, he's just stepping off side-to-side movement. He's staying away from Konadu's power. Throws his combinations, steps off, spins off, and he's not there. You're just not going to hit him. You're going to take 3 or 4 punches, and then he's gone, and you're not going to catch him.
make a missing counter and get out of there, okay?
Okay.
All right, Johnny.
I can take a shot, huh?
Yes, you can, son. Yes, you can. But
We don't want to take
let's keep that a secret, okay?
Gotcha, baby.
Between me and you, all right?
I'm okay.
I don't want this guy touching you. All right?
I know what you're doing.
He's still very dangerous out there, all right? Get back on side-to-side movement, your face and your jab, okay? Win the exchanges and get the hell out of
I
there.
gotta get that body, babe.
Attaboy. All right,
But that is great stuff from Freddie Roach. So cautious, too, because he realizes that Konadu is still dangerous. One punch. Here's over.
Freddie knows. Freddie knows. Listen, you got this fight in the bag. You don't need to do anything but what you've been doing. That's all you need to do.
Stay away. Don't get hit.
And, you know, it's hard to keep down an emotional and charismatic fighter like Johnny Tapia because he likes to please the crowd. He wants to hear the noise. He wants to hear that, you know. He's like Vinny Pazienza, the Pazienza. He wanted to go out there and throw people. Even if he was getting hammered. He just wanted excitement. You know, it's hard to tell Tapia, hey, don't excite the people. Just keep on going, win the fight. Not satisfactory to him. He likes to see action.
Right now he's coming forward a little bit and still being effective.
Tapia finding the openings. And those punches being blocked by the right arm and elbow.
You see, he's so quick that it's very difficult for Konadu to even adjust. When the combination starts, he almost doesn't try and counter because as soon as he moves his hands to counter, there's another one right behind it, and he's hit clean.
And Konadu, who told us speed is the key to neutralizing Tapia, is telegraphing.
He had no idea how right he was, that it was the key to winning the fight anyway, just not from his side.
Exactly. There's a pulling left jab. Tapia just slipped.
Yeah, no, but on what? I mean, there's nothing there.
Just kind of lost.
There's no punch there.
For a second.
Like his knee buckled on him.
Oh, beautiful. What a jab.
Jab.
Right in the kisser.
Kind of you feel it all the way down to your heels. You go down into your heels with that.
Konadu does have a good chin.
See, you notice there, that was very, very telling. All Tapia did was make a body feint forward. Konadu stopped and tried to pick his hands up and duck as if here come the punches. Not reacting to it by being offensive, but purely defensive.
This is an exquisite exhibition of boxing by the veteran Johnny Tapia. 31 years old. Out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Such a smart fighter. Knows how to neutralize his opponent's strengths.
Look at that. Look at that. You know, it's a Willie Pep. It reminds me of the time Willie Pep came into the garden and said, I won't throw a punch, and this guy won't hit me a punch, and I'll win the round. And that's what he did. I mean, it looks like he could do that here.
Combination by Tapia, the straight right hand, long right on the chin. There's a right uppercut by Tapia, right on the chin of Konadu.
Nice uppercut.
There's another good right hand. Another good right hand by Tapia.
See him slip the punches, doing what he wants.
A clinic by Johnny Tapia here, a boxing clinic. You can hear the Tapia entourage chanting.
Well, sometimes, too, when you move up in weight divisions and have to fight guys who are normally bigger, stronger, face stronger men, you have to change your style a bit, do some adjustment.
That was a trip after the punch. He got tangled up with the feet of Konadu. He's all right. Smiles over to everybody.
He's anxious, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Dry his head off, man. It's all the water's getting in the center of the ring.
Hear Frank Cappuccino saying dry his head off in the Tapia corner.
Yes, keep on doing it, okay? All right, you fight this fight for you, okay? Not the crowd, okay? Hey, Johnny, you focus on, remember we were in the gym, we said we can't walk through the jab? All right, you keep meeting it with that jab and get out off to the side, okay? Then a 1-2 off to the side, okay? But don't stay in there too long, because the guy's dangerous.
You know you're 9-time fit. We're going 9-9-9-9.
It's a one-way fight. It's real easy to score. 10-9, 10-9 across the board.
The shutout continues. It's a no-hitter.
What I was talking about before, Johnny Tapia moving up in weight, not maybe feeling he's got the strength to fight with this guy on the inside. Similar thing happened to me in my career when I moved up to cruiserweight. I couldn't outfight Robert Daniels, had to outbox him from the outside. So this Johnny's doing exactly what he has to.
I will check how the fans have it at home in the online.
Gee, there's a surprise.
Yeah, how do you like that?
Just what we all have it, 90 to 81.
There's another vicious straight left by Tapia. His punches are landing effectively.
Well, defeat so apparent here that even the drummers that they brought that have been banging those tribal drums quit. I mean, they even quit.
The Ashanti Warriors, nothing to cheer about.
No, said, well, that's it. Drums ain't going to help.
You know, you're well past the point of no return with points. You're down 9 points. It's going to be really nothing short of impossible to get them all back in 3 rounds, even with the knockdown in every round. He's got to let it hang out somewhere. Why wait till the last round? Do it now.
This is ring generalship and effective aggressiveness at its best being displayed by Johnny Tapia.
Whoa. What a nice little combination. That was one punch, backed out, come back, another punch, ducked out. Nice. Nice.
But quite frankly, we're really surprised by this lackluster effort by Nana Konadu, taking nothing away from the countering left there, by the way, by Konadu, but taking nothing away from Tapia, who's done a beautiful job.
Wait, Tapia's done what he's supposed to do. He's won every round. Anytime you win every round, however you get there, that's quite an accomplishment in a boxing match. Hey, these rounds are not easy to get one after another.
No, that was not a knockdown. Not a knockdown. Frank Cappuccino waves it off.
He wasn't even looking. He just heard the guy counting.
It's with your head, from your head.
Yeah, I've told him to stay off the board.
Well, evidently the Pepsi or the Coke doesn't really work.
Well, don't say that. Don't say that. It's just one slip. It's only been one slip in the whole fight.
And these guys are going to have to start wearing football cleats.
No, they just have to sand down. They just can't put fresh paint at the afternoon of the fight and expect it to work.
That may have been the best exchange of the fight. And Tapia ate a little leather there for the first or second time in the entire fight.
Tapia does not need to get.
How about that move?
That was good.
Consummate showman.
Johnny Tapia.
Consummate showman.
Yeah, he saw himself coming closer to that logo and dashed out of there, bolted away. Didn't want to slip. Look at the footwork by Tapia here.
Look at that. And this is the 10th round, guys.
That's to the side, that lateral movement we talked about.
And this is the 10th round.
He's got the leg.
A little Ali action going here.
He has that. He has that. And there we get to 100.
Johnny talking to Bobby Ches.
There you go.
The least amount of water, please.
He gives a character.
Yes, sir. Johnny?
He's going to come out wild now, Freddie.
I know. You
All right, let's take a look at the slip.
All right. Now here.
We're going to see
Don't
nothing
make
new.
negative takedowns.
The paint is slick. As you step on it, you slip.
Yeah, he was actually doing the punching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, his left foot came actually underneath and got in front of him, and he just fell back.
Johnny, listen, Johnny, keep smart. Now here, he's palming with the jab, trying to land the right hand. Okay, you know that. Okay. All right. So when that jab comes, you cut the other way. Okay. All right.
Doing good, Freddie. No problem.
You're doing great. Okay.
I
want more jabs.
Okay, Freddie, I just don't want to get caught.
You know, you won't. Get that jab going.
Rose continues to be very cautious. He realizes that Tapia is winning the fight handily, but he says, hey, the guy is toying with the jab. He's looking for the right. If he finds that opening, he's going to unload it.
The best thing about Freddie is because of the character and nature, he doesn't get wildly excited. He doesn't tell you to do 20 things. He's very specific. He says, keep the jab. You don't need to fight this. Just keep the jab, keep moving. He centers on one thing and hammers it in, which is very good for a fighter. I mean, you don't want to hear a guy come in several voices, throw the right, throw the left, you don't hear anything. I mean, one guy tells you, throw your jab and keep moving. Don't stand still and fight.
Beautiful straight right hand there by Tapia that snuck in right on the face of Konadu.
When Konadu first came out, he threw a big left hook at Tapia, and I thought maybe, okay, his desperation is finally showing up. But once again, he settled into being a little too methodical and certainly lackluster.
Well, he couldn't possibly, in his wildest dreams, think he's close to this fight. He has to know he's losing this thing just like from here to the boardwalk. He can't possibly think he's winning this fight.
He is being totally outclassed by Johnny Tapia. Nice left hook there by Tapia that pushed the African back. You see Tapia looking down to make sure he's not by that logo.
tap dancing around that Budweiser.
That can't be a knockdown, was it? That can't be a knockdown.
Are you crazy?
Oh, my goodness.
7.
Are you crazy?
Tapia is in stunned disbelief.
Are you crazy?
I'm sorry, John. That was a knockdown, brother.
Oh,
Come on, let's go.
Well, you know what?
Well, that may be the only round he wins.
I still don't give him the round.
Well, it's, you know, it's academic, but by the same token,
That's twice
another
we've seen
slip.
that. That's twice we've seen that.
Yeah, we saw in the first fight, Tony Perez making that call, and now
Don't look
here.
at me, Johnny. Don't look at me, man.
You see Cappuccino telling Johnny, don't look at me, giving him the evil eye.
Well, because he's, you know,
Understandably.
he's whipping the guy today.
Well, this begins to open things up. Konadu now all of a sudden.
It's because he's lost his head.
Nice right hand by Johnny.
Tapia's lost his head and wants to show that that knockdown was nothing. And instead of just boxing nicely and losing the round, he wants to win the round.
This is the one thing Freddie Rhodes cautioned against. Be careful, Johnny Tapia. That's our second phantom knockdown tonight.
But you see, that's what he wants. He wants to neutralize, and that got him back into the fight. Now Konadu's into the fight.
Johnny's fighting, he's still fighting it smart. He's not straight out slugging, but he's doing a little more than I'm sure Freddie would like.
Yeah, he lost his head there for a minute. He's got to calm down again.
Konadu obviously in desperate need of a knockout to win. And he's got to go for it right here.
Well,
I still think Johnny won the round, guys.
you know, I was going to say, how can you give that to anybody but Tapia? The best you can do would give it an even round if you subscribe to the theory that if the referee counts, you got to make it a 10-8, then it's an even round. Because it's, hey, that wasn't even a knockdown, and he lost the rest. Let's look. I mean, this is so hard to believe.
What round is it?
Right.
Huh? This last round?
Well, we're watching. You don't see anything happening. You know, the punch that was to the side certainly didn't do anything to Tapia.
You know, look at it again. Johnny and Konadu kind of get together. He's a little off balance right there. He just trips. I mean, he bends down and just trips on his ankle.
It was like patting him on the back.
And you can see him wiping his left foot. He just tripped.
All right.
Close your right eye. Close your eye.
Another phantom knockdown.
All I did was run his shut
All right, now wind up like real
except on
professional
Bobby's
fighters.
card.
I left it there.
They touched gloves for round 12. They just got their feet kind of tangled up there, and a little off-balance move, and Tapia went down. No punch.
Why do referees do those things?
Overreaction.
Not just an overreaction, too. I think that sometimes their viewpoint doesn't give them what we have. And they have other things on their mind as well. We're just looking at the fight, scoring it, and we have to. They're watching every other little thing. And sometimes they miss.
Well, Konadu
finally decides to come forth.
Well, he obviously, as I said before, he's got to knock Tapia out to win this fight. It's he may have won that last round. That's the only round for Konadu.
Well, I don't say I could have won it. He lost the whole round, but that knockdown could have given him an even round, but that's it.
Sometimes with a 10-8, if it's a clean knockdown, it goes to a 10-9 or a 9-8, but it's only 1 point. The knockdown's just the only part of the round you won, which I basically thought was the only thing Konadu would have won.
To this point, that is the only controversy in this fight. Tapia just all over with a furious barrage. Then he just steps back and looks to do it again.
His punches weren't that hard. Konadu should just whipped a couple up. You know, he was crouch covering. Just fire 2 or 3 big shots. Just swing a Hail Mary out there. Take a look and see what's happening.
There's that Hail Mary that you just spoke of. There's another 2.
I should point out to the folks at home that when Bobby Chiz describes things, he sometimes acts it out physically with his fist, so it's really dangerous here.
That's why I sit on the other side of it.
Good move.
Again, Tapia, patient as always, moving.
Oh, wow. Sidestepping, beautiful.
Yeah.
Fake out move by Tapia.
I think he's fighting this one for the crowd.
Under a minute remaining in the fight. Tapia on his toes in tremendous condition.
I believe this is probably the least punishment that he's taken in any fight in his life.
You're probably right.
I mean, he probably goes home and his missus going to the hospital, you know. Is there something I'm missing tonight?
Well, he still probably needs 1 or 2 little stitches in that eye.
Oh, his wife can do that. Little stitch doesn't hurt.
Yeah, not with Tapia.
All right, break. Stop punching and break.
Well,
Okay, now we go.
if Konadu's got something in his mind, he better unload it now because he's headed for a long trip back to Africa without his title.
Look at this defense by Tapia. You know how many? He had 3 straight duck under moves to avoid right hooks by Konadu, and then he comes back.
But he doesn't need to do this. He's so far ahead, he doesn't need to do this.
He's cut across the butt of his right across his nose. He got an accident headbutt, I believe.
That's it. But Johnny Tapia has to do that. He has to please the crowd. And he does a backflip to cap it off. That's it. Over. A near shutout. Whoa. For Johnny Tapia. That was probably the closest equivalent to a no-hitter or a perfect game.
Yeah, I think so.
In boxing.
I think that was a no-hitter. It's amazing to see any blood on him at all since hardly anybody hit him.
I actually threw one of those once against Bash Ali. Unanimous shutout.
Wow.
1 time.
Well, he won or you won?
I did.
Oh, okay, just ask him, Bobby.
I
You're
didn't,
going to hit somebody.
I didn't say I was in the wrong end.
Hit him.
I didn't think Bobby would bring that up if it was on the other end. But you see the gash along the bridge of
Yeah, I thought that happened in the far corner, and they were in close. I thought they banged their heads or faces or what have you. But, you know, now he's got another badge of honor. He should probably be a little happier now.
Well, here's one African fighter who didn't quite live up to the reputation of Dick Tiger and Boza Edwards and all those great fighters that come out of Africa.
I'll tell you, the blood in the right corner of Johnny's eye looks very dark. And it's closed.
Well, he's got a marked up face. Tapia often looks like the loser, but he's never lost.
It's like we did with Ricardo Lopez, where he looked like he ran in a train, but he won handily.
Against Rosendo Alvarez 3 weeks ago. One of the great fights of the year.
All right, let's look at the last part of this round where Tapia gets a little bit sassy and decides to showboat for the crowd. I mean, you know, this guy has got to show something for the crowd. He can't just let it go like that. Hit, miss. That's the end of it.
How Konadu could raise his arms in victory is beyond me.
Here's the accidental headbutt. They just kind of come together and bang. The head just right in the corner of his eye. Johnny standing up a little too straight. Taller man put his head down, right into his eye.
And with all those people standing there in the ring, not one person has slipped. That's unbelievable.
Maybe King will slip.
Amazing traction. Let's hope Jimmy Lennon Jr. doesn't slip as he gives the decision. Let's go up to our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr. I believe he's set. Can't really see him up there. A lot of people up in the ring.
Jimmy's the one without the gloves.
Jimmy, there he goes. He makes his way over towards us, and he's set to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a majority decision. Here are the score totals.
What?
Judge at ringside, Franco Priani, scores about 114 to 114, even a draw. Overruled by judges Uriel Aguilera, scores about 116 to 111, and John Potteridge, who scores about 115 to 112 in favor of the winner and the new WBA Bantamweight Champion of the world, Johnny Tapia.
That is the stupidest judging I have ever seen.
Listen, guys, listen, I know I took a lot of punches for a lot of years, but am I blind too?
No.
I mean, I may be a little punchy, but am I blind?
Three of us can't be wrong.
Oh, my God.
It was Franco Priani, who is out of Italy, Lavoro, Italy, that had it 114, 114. They should take his license away. That is unbelievable.
Awful. That's just plain awful.
Now, I'm Italian and Polish, and I thought it was the Polish side they made fun of.
All right, let's go to Jim Gray right now. Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. I am in the ring here with Nana, who just lost his championship. Michael is going to translate us for us once again.
Ask him, did he feel as though he won the fight? It was a draw, majority decision.
Which is winning. Yeah, I'm just winning because me a champion or a challenger. You know that he has won the fight because he's the champion and he's the challenger. He's supposed to knock him down before.
What makes him think he won the fight? It appeared as though he had no spark and really had no life or appetite to win tonight.
And then you know, when we browsing, I'm more to turn up. Oh, okay. Me a champion. Say, man, to me every me a champion. And yeah, easy. To and yeah, this is not my bono. This is my bono. No, so minister, my head met me now. Honestly, so you have to know who to say. He said that you watch the fight too. How do you see it? Because he did the best he could, and he knew that he's the champion. He's supposed to win this fight.
All right, thank you, Nana. Let's get Johnny Tapia. Johnny, let's bring Johnny in here. Johnny, congratulations. Let us ask you. Seemed as though you dominated the fight. Are you surprised with the decision? Even though you're the champion, are you surprised with the decision?
I hate to knock anybody down. You know, I just give a lot of thanks and praise to my Lord Jesus Christ for guiding me and protecting me. I fought a strong fighter, you know, very, very strong. We're coming up in weight. I had to prove a lot. I did the best I can do, and I'm bringing it back home to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Did you feel it was as close as obviously one judge had it?
You know, it gave me an 8 count. I didn't want to get set up or anything, but I just, like I said, I put it in the hands of the Lord, let him guide me. I give him the victory, and I took the black eyes.
Did you clearly feel as though it was a slip there in the late going?
What do you think?
Doesn't matter what I think. I'm asking you.
Well, no matter what you think or what anybody else thinks, everybody see me slip, but they want to call it knockdown. I was knocked down, okay? Give them the...
You're a showman, and you like to put on a good show. Would you classify this almost as dull tonight, this victory?
Yeah, you know, I boxed him. I give him everything I got. He never hit me. Well, a couple of shots, he rocked me. But, you know, I give credit where credit's due. He's a good champion. And Grandma and Grandpa, I love you. In Albuquerque, I'm still your champion, baby.
Well, you are the champion. You don't look like it, though. You're a little banged up there. Congratulations, Johnny.
But if I don't bleed or get a black eye, I haven't won nothing, huh?
All right, let's send it back over to you, Steve.
I'm bringing it home, baby.